Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 117. And in this episode, we're going to continue looking at Doctor Who Magazine issue 597 and all of the 60th anniversary announcements. Now, as I mentioned in the news catch-up episode, which was the episode before I started looking at the magazine, I predicted that there would be quite a few. Not as much as there is, because there's more than I was expecting. But yeah, so in this episode we're going to look at an interview a few interviews that took place while they were filming the 60th anniversary specials during the summer of 2022. So this feature is titled Madness in the Air. As the Doctor Who circus comes to Camden Town, Benjamin Cook heads on set to get the lowdown from David Tennant, Yasmin Finney, Phil Collington, Russell T Davies, Vicky DeLoe, Rachel Talalay and more will walk there as the sun goes down. There's a buzz in the air in Camden Town tonight as the market vendors shut up shop, businessmen wait on the bridge by the lock, students rush from Starbucks, buskers busk, tourists jostle for a selfie spot next to the Bronze Star issue of Amy. At the northmost point of Camden High Street, a man with a hook folds away his cardboard placard, help a punk to get drunk, and heads across the road to buy a red bill from the 24/7. Three men in North Face jackets, one on a stepladder, yank a tarpaulin sheet off a police box. Security guards change shifts on Gin Alley. People are still queuing for meat and noodles. A woman in a Kermit tea leaves oddballs carrying a unicycle. Rose Noble buys a bag full of eyes. Outside the Cyberdog, two silver robots, 3 times the height of the average human, stand vigil. A different crowd is gathering here too, dripping in scarves, bow ties and pinstripes. A dog barks, a neo sign flickers. David Tennant arrives, some people cheer, others clap. A boy in a beanie hat drops his Buffalo. An ambulance siren wails in the distance. 200 phones are held aloft. What a rock star, says Doctor Who's executive producer Phil Collington. I still can't believe David is back in the Doctor Who set. Neither can he. It's mental, says David Green. We've got 3 more months of this. It's mid-May 2022 and he's donned the vintage Converse once more to play the Doctor alongside Catherine Tate as Don Noble in 3-hour-long 60th anniversary specials. They began filming in Cardiff last week. A few days ago, he recorded his half of the regeneration from Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor. Tonight, in London's famous Camden Market, David will be taking the 14th Doctor's first not-so-sensitive steps into the big wide world, shooting the pre-title sequence for Special 1, The Star Beast. Although right now, he's sheltering inside Modfather, vintage-style modern life, says a sign in the outfitter's window to evade the glare of the camera phones. In his new Doctor Who costume, plaid brown suit, white shirt and knitted silver tie with a dark blue Shetland tweed coat, David doesn't look at all out of place here. Oh, I feel anticipatory, says director Rachel Talalay, as she readies herself to shoot the Star Beast's opening moment. She's wearing the shiniest silver boots you ever did see. Cybermen would kill for these kicks. We're in Camden, she offers, in a way of an explanation. I had to make the effort. Very glamorous, says David. But he's even more impressed by what stood on the cobbles in the alleyway outside, nestled opposite a retro glamour store and a store that sells corsets to goths. It's that blue police box. The air around it shimmering with magic is useful, wishes David. And a puzzle look. Is this art artist or Jodie's? It's Jodie's. It will keep it clarifies double down interest to Davis. Everyone's bringing their satirical A-game tonight when he joins us on set. It's just right, isn't it? It's perfect, says David. Let's shoot this puppy, says Scott Bates, who is the first assistant director or first AD. He's got a walkie-talkie in one hand and a very, very smooth in the other. I'm on my holidays, he joked. Okay, alright, if we're all good. Turning over, please. Good luck, everyone, and action. Russell takes a seat behind the monitors under a gazebo and watches the scene play out while humming some Murray Gold. Gorgeous, he says after every take. Gorgeous. Who else could walk down an alley like that? He marvels as David steps out of the TARDIS and strolls off merrily towards his future. It's a nicely lit alleyway, says David afterwards. That helps. In October 2022, a mere 12 years, 9 months and 22 days after his last regular appearance in Doctor Who as the 10th Doctor in The End of Time, David Tennant returns to the show. We've never seen a Doctor regenerate into a former body before. For context, classic Who fans, David turned up in the dying moments of the Power of the Doctor. It was a bit like if Peter Davison had regenerated into Patrick Troughton's 6th Doctor at the end of Time Flight in 1982, which he didn't, though. While we're on the subject, David remembers watching Troughton's return in the 80s for the odd one off. That felt like a man from prehistory turning up to me in 1983. So I was just like, what? 12 years old? He says of 20th anniversary special. 20th anniversary special, The Five Doctors. But I bet it felt like yesterday for Patrick Troughton. 40 years on, David can relate. It's like when people tell me, in fact, people on the set working on the show have come up to me this past week and gone, I loved watching you. I'm like, you were a kid. What? No, to me, it was a blink of an eye ago. To them, I'm prehistory. But now he's the present too. Will David be playing the new 40th Doctor differently? Part of the fun is that you're a Doctor that the audience and the Doctor himself recognised. He said, even when it came to costume, we thought, how do we make it immediately recognisable and yet not be the same thing? Which felt impossible, but it actually came together. It actually came together quite brilliantly. I like the idea that people who aren't paying close attention will think it's the same costume, but the more educated fan will be interested in all the differences. He gestures as at the suit. It's a little more distressed than before. Is that true of his performance too? Well, inevitably it will be different. Because he is a different man. He's older, I'm older, so I'm coming at it from a different place. You never stick your foot in the same river twice, as they say. Do they say that? They do, yeah. I don't know who they are, but they're very wise. Also, Russell's writing is a little bit different. It has a slightly different energy to it, I think, because what I'm not doing is spend a lot of time self-consciously finding different notes. Anything, I've spent the time trying to recapture the sense of what it was before, which I would say is probably what Russell has done in the writing of it too. Hey, there's David Tennant, says Russell as DT enters the gazebo. He comes bearing gossip. I'll give you a little Doctor Who snippet I discovered today, he says. What? Russell leads in. Jodie, says David, pausing for the sheer drama of it. Oh yes, never unlocked the TARDIS. Russell gasped. What? No? I went to use the lock and they said, oh, she never used it. But, said Russell, never used it, repeats David. Did she push or did she mind? Has she got a phobia? I don't know, said David. Jodie's a close mate, but he's clearly reeling. But that TARDIS lock doesn't catch anything like this. He says, holding up the TARDIS key is spinning in thin air. When I do that, he adds, Mimey, turning it into the lock. Isn't that weird? She never locked it either. Madness. Russell is astonished. Have you heard this? Phil. David tells Phil. Phil enters the gazebo. David tells Phil. Phil looks shocked. She never used a key. 3 grown fans sit in a gazebo in Camden in silent disbelief. Eventually, Russell speaks. You have to lock the door. There are always monsters trying to get in. You would think so, wouldn't you? Said Phil. Meanwhile on set, Catherine Tate is struggling to carry a stack of cardboard boxes through the market. To be fair, it's a lofty stack. Her vision is impaired. She cannot see. I think this is the reason I don't drive, she says. I've got no bearing for spatial awareness. How do I look? Amazing, says Yasmin Finney, known as Yaz, who plays Donna's daughter, Rose. This is certainly a moment, she adds. Yes, it is, thank you, says Catherine. Dropping the boxes. None of this is in the script. How can I make it look like I know what I'm doing? Here's what's scripted. Hold on, let me help, says the Doctor, really over. Takes the top box and says who it is. And sees who it is. Oh no, thank you very much. Very calmly, the Doctor puts the box back. Would you mind, she says, if you finish playing games, mister? Despite the incredible scope, Rachel's words of this Camden shoot. It's characterful moments like this one. The Doctor and Donna meet again after all these years that makes the Star Beast's heart beat. Actors of this calibre don't lose sight of that, said Rachel, and neither must I. Russell has written it so brilliantly. I adore Russell, so I have to make sure these moments work. They're the emotional core of this episode, and this is the moment we've all been waiting for. The Doctor and Donna back together, setting eyes on each other again. Would I keep hold of the box? Would David? I suppose I've got to be polite somehow. I think it's that or he runs away, agrees Rachel. Yeah, sure. No, absolutely. Still looking good, yes, whispers to Catherine as the boxes restart. I know, Catherine whispered back. I'm feeling damn fine. I think it's the shoes. She has a question for Rachel. When I say the stuff's not mine, it's hers. But where's she gone? Rose, am I looking at it? This is David. Or at the boxes, or looking around at the Well, replies Rachel. This is a director's log, fielding dozens of questions every minute. I think you'd be looking at David for what feels more natural. When you do the very loud Rose, is that working for you both? It's working for me, says David. It's quite weird, she shouted in my face. Donna's in her own words, isn't she, says Catherine. I like that. I like that too, says David. So does Rachel. I totally trust you guys' your guys' instincts. Oh, I wouldn't do that, says Catherine with a chortle. So what's Doctor Who, Mag? Asks Yasmin during the filming break. Well, we launched in 1979, I explained. Not insane, says Jazz, just a stone's throw from here, no way. Where? We were called Doctor Who Weekly back then, and our offices were above some shops on Kentish Tower Road, a few minutes from Camden Market. The mag was still there when it was published, Doctor and the Starbase, in 1980. It should be blue plaque, it said it's more or less where the blue ship is about to crash. I need to get north of Doctor Wood Tower Road, said Sean later tonight. Jumping into his taxi outside the market and speeding off towards our old weekly offices. Can I be in your magazine? Asks Jazz. She's Doctor Who's newest regular, of course she can. Has she watched the show before? Absolutely, she says. Who hasn't? But there's so much of it, you can't watch it all, not in one sitting. Yes, you've got to take breaks. Born in August 2003, Yaz was obsessed with Russell's Doctor Who growing up. She says, I remember watching one of his first ever ones, The Rival Madonna and David's Doctor. This is 2006. This is the 2006 Christmas special, The Runaway Bride, which introduced the world to Donna Noble, so it's kind of crazy to be here now. How did it happen? There was a casting call, says Yaz, on casting director Andy Pryor's Instagram. It was for a trans girl and she was mixed. I was like, I'm going to go for it. Self-taped, lots of Zooms, a lot of emails later, I got an audition in person down in London. Then my agent called, he was like, you might not get it, but you're high up there. I was like, okay, but inside I was going, oh my god, I'm not going to get this. When I got to call to say I'd lost my mind, I felt like my mind is still fried right now. It's mind-blowing to realise how much I've done in such a short period of time. You may know Yaz is out in his Netflix series, Heartstopper director Euros Lynn, a Doctor Who stairwood whose credits include, as it happens, The Runaway Bride and The End of Time. There was a lot of buzz around Heartstopper, even before it came out, remembers Russell. Of course I know Euros. So I texted him, what do you think of Yaz? And he just adores he tips like, oh my god, she'd be so perfect in Doctor Who. How wonderful that at that exact moment, that Yasmin was in the ascendant through her own doing, nothing to do with us. We came along with a trans part of that age, of that identity. Perfect timing. Sometimes there's things that are just meant to be. For Russell, writing a trans regular character in Doctor Who highlights your show's commitment to telling diverse, inclusive stories. You know me, I'm going to make my stuff as modern, as progressive as it can be, he says, and I thought it was joyous to get a trans character in there. I thought it'd be a lovely 2023 thing to do, a blast of 2023. It makes you better, makes life richer, and makes the viewing experience better. And we're so lucky, because that was a tough piece to Cassie, a trans person of mixed race who can play 15 and is from London. But that's where Andy Pryor is a genius, because all of this was before Heartstopper had even aired. Heartstopper was Yaz's breakout role. I didn't think it would cause this complete go-go moment she missed, and only her first TV job. Doctor Who is her second. That's quite the hit rate. I know, she says, as though she can't quite believe it, sort of can. I'm so happy to be part of it and to be that representation that a lot of queer kids are looking for. Well, that's what we're about, welcoming everyone in, says Russell. The one thing you've got to do with Doctor Who is open that door to everyone, to absolutely everyone. And there'll be one or two people trying to close that door, but there always are. There'll be one or two people trying to close that door because the meep's got the wrong colour eyes. Importantly for Yaz, Russell scripts definitely don't sugarcoat what the trans experience is like. Rose gets some stick from kids at school. When she and Donna are walking home, Bruce shouts some stuff, and there's a part being trans, especially in high school, says Yaz. Well, not just in high school, it's a stick we get from everybody. People see an opportunity and take it, and love to degrade and embarrass us. But Donna's having none of it, and neither is Rose. I'm proud of it. That's such good race. I love the fact that with both Rose and Elle, it's not like being trans is all there is. There's so much more to Rose than being trans. It's more about family and Heartstopper. It's more chosen family than Doctor Who survival. And save the world, and oh god, I'm being called back. Yaz's needs on set. Can we walk you and ask? Sorry guys, we'll talk again, Yaz promises. And with that, she heads off to save the world. Under their executive gazebo, Russell and Phil are still discussing it's very important, this TARDIS security. He locked it with a ruby ring once, said Ross. Do you remember? He did, yes, on the Planet Derby, said Phil. Oh, I love that story, it's brilliant. It's the first Doctor Fortress in 1965's The Wet Planet. I do too, said Phil. I'm like its only fan. Do you remember the Optra? Oh yes, there's a little one that sacrificed itself by shoving its head into a gap and dies. Russell laughed. What an amazing thing. Was it Riverside Studios that they shot that? Imagine doing that there, says Phil. His head spinning with Optra, Manipura and Zarbis in a tiny TV studio. I love them for that, says Russell. That 1960s production team. They weren't scared, were they? They had no fear. The 2023 production team was pretty fearless too. They're about to crash a spaceship into North London. There is no ordinary week on the show, said Vicky Durlow, Doctor Who's news producer, whose previous work include Brad Wolseley's Dark Materials, The Last Kingdom for Netflix, and Humans for Channel 4. Every day, I think, oh my god, what the hell are we doing? Why can't it just be two people talking into kitchen? Then I remember, it's the best job in the world. How many people get to go to work and crash a spaceship? I think it looked amazing, but the spaceship's going to be added in afterwards, right? For budgetary reasons, yes, she smiles. Either way, Donna won't know. She'll be too busy showing the doctor how to stack boxes. Mum, there's a plane crashing, Rose will say. Donna, but watch me stack carefully. The doctor, I don't think that's a plane. It's a spaceship in trouble. What is the trajectory of the spaceship? David asks Rachel during the rehearsal. Do I acknowledge this at all? Asks Catherine. Is the spaceship on fire? Asks. He has so many questions. Well, says Rachel. Coolly. It sort of depends. Across the cobbles, Scott, the first, is talking 83 counting extras or supporting artists through the scene. Here's what's going to happen. You're all going to have a nice time, then I'm going to shout. A ripple of laughter from the extra. Hey, I'm doing my best work here. I'm going to shout. Then everyone is going to look up there. He uses a laser pen to point to a spot on the bridge above them. No matter where you are, you look up there and you're not going to believe what you're seeing. The extras rehearse their oohs and wows. Give it more. Come on, says Scott. Some of you get your phones out. Take pictures. Then I'm going to move my laser. You follow it, and then I'm going to go through. And everyone's like, whoa. So let's go give it some, yeah. And we're making television gold here. We're going to get a BAFTA prize. One over-enthusiastic extra called Matthew. Oi, I do the jokes, said Scott. Good luck, everyone. Let's have some fun. If we're lucky, we'll get one in before it rains. Phones up everywhere, but it's not just the extras playing their parts. It's almost midnight, but 50 or so dedicated fans are still brave the elements to get this TV history. 18 months earlier, a sneak peek of the 14th Doctor. One of them's filling out an iPad, some post pics on their socials. In between downpours, gotta watch David's hair, says Scott. The Doctor's quiff is wilting in the rain. The Doctor Who proves rolled to see if the backs of their heads online, almost in real time even. Of course, word got round, says Catherine. There's the crowd. They're not supposed to be seeing it, and you try to hide it from them because you want to keep the surprise as much as you can. But it does feel like quite an event shot. It's flattery, isn't it? We've got to stay focused. On the other hand, you'd like it if people are interested and enthusiastic. Agreed. Agrees David. On the other, you'd like to be able to film it all in absolute secrecy, but if you could, because when plot details leak out, that's always a shame. You just have to accept that sadly. It's what it is. I would be churly. So, I would be it would be churlish to complain. Hello everyone, I need your help, says Scott, who's addressing the several fans. If everyone behaves, I won't have to put the diaries up. I've got to trust you all. No more photographs to ask. We really trust you as part of the team now. Live in the moment, this sort of works. For the rest of the night, fewer pictures online. Some moments even go unspoiled, blurred. I love to keep everything secret, but I'm a realist, says Vicky. You have to make the fans feel welcome. It's nice to have people care so much about your show, you're working. On some shows I've done, people have been like, I hate everything, or worse, indifferent. I don't watch that. You want to support the fandom because that's what makes our show. So we've been giving them a little glimpse of what's coming, and they're being respectful. It's lovely to see. And Vicky gets it. She's a fan herself. I'm a massive sci-fi fan. I love Sylvester McCoy as a kid. There was one Doctor Who episode. It was set in a towel block. They had dyed hair. Paradise Towers, 1987. My favourite episode ever. Overhead, a train rumbles by. The cast carry on daily. I don't think that's plain, says David. It's a spaceship in trouble, then a motorbike revs down Chalk Farm Road past the Hawley and off into the night. Laughter rings out, pints clink, and the bouncer outside the Howley looks ready for bed. It's a spaceship, cries Jazz, as a bin van makes its way noisily down Camden High Street towards us. All the sound sides reaching. I don't think we need to worry about the crowd making noises, Vicky. Where are we picking up from, asked Catherine. Have we kaboobed yet? We've perfumed, said Scott. The spaceship has flown through the air, but it hasn't kaboobed. The spaceship has it complete. Impressively, Rachel and Vicky still seem to be loving this. Not the rain, says Rachel, but I love the extra energy on a night like this. The energy of the crowds, the extra excitement. And I love being in Camden. The problem is the practicalities of having so little shooting time. It's May, so it gets dark late and light early. And this whole episode takes place at night. So what I'm focusing on is how do I get the most of our time in Camden? If I miss close-up, I can shoot it on a green screen back in Cardiff. If I miss Camden, why did we come here? It's incredibly hard work, says Vicky, but I'm living all my telly dreams right now. I've made a lot of telly in my life, but this is something else. You can't get better than this. This show has such history. I keep hearing, you're making history right now, you're making history. And that's exactly, I've never made history before, never. Like, I'm so normal. I'm a normal Jewish at 6 months too, and I'm part of this incredible thing. It took so long for people to have faith in me that I could produce a big special effects show like this. Nobody believed it, and I don't believe it. So to be here now, for me, it's incredible. And if it stops raining, literally, all my dreams will have come true. Is nobody here having a bad time? What's wrong with them? I had a little lull earlier, admits David. At 2 AM when we were waiting to turn over, I definitely yawned. Maybe twice, but then the blood started pumping again. Rap isn't till 3 AM. David lives across town. Isn't he worried he'll work up strongly when he gets it? Listen, kids are at Davidson's, he says. This is 5th Doctor actor Peter Davison, who happens to be David's father-in-law. His father full of beans. Oh, and sugar. She wants some. He's bought a Cheerio from the market. Stalled at Sailor because it's very much in shop. You can have more than that. He breaks me off a bigger piece. The sugar rush will do you good. He offers the directors to run out if you deserve it. Are you doing okay? She asks him. Yeah, sugar. I'll move on to the York process. I'll give not a fudge at this time. I give not a fudge at this time in the morning. He claps his hands, dusting off the sugar from his churro. But are you okay? I am at this moment, she says, waving to some fans. Tomorrow at 4:30 AM, I might not be. Ask me again then. You do get a lot of love from the fans, that you said, David, in a tiny way, which is just lovely. I mean, I'm not you, she says with a laugh. I love hearing them scream for you, but I'm not used to any of this. I think it stopped raining. Well, here we go, said Scott. Let's go for one. Stand by then, folks. They go for another take, and another. A fox appears across the road to watch the film. It's probably been following the hashtag DWSR, hashtag the N31 night bus stops at traffic lights under the bridge. A girl and the top deck spot. On the top deck spots David. She tries to take a photo, but the lights are green. The bus moves off and we can't see her scream, but we can hear her. The heartbeat of the city drums on. Yes, I was just deliberating if I was going to finish it or not. Or do I? Yes, let's do it. When I catch up with Rachel later, much later, it's October 2023 and she's been chatting over Zoom from her home in Vancouver. We're 5 weeks away from the Starbase area on TV. I don't know quite how well the episode was working, she says. So my family watched and almost finished it. I came downstairs and made 2 girls cry. It was like, okay, this does work on a much deeper level too. To have them go, we knew it would be full of joy, which I think it is, but we didn't expect it to be so emotional. That was very satisfying. It was an emotional time all round. It was in more ways than one, which is something that Rachel wants to talk about. Here in Doctor Who magazine, for the first time publicly, I think I can, Ash says, because I'm close to 2 years of remission. I will be this week. 2 years of remission, and Doctor Who really helped me. Directing Doctor Who when I was only a couple of months close to chemo. A deep breath, I had leukemia, she explained. I'd been in chemo for 7 or 8 months. I wasn't sure if I was going to survive, but I was offered the Starbase. I thought, I've got to do this. I didn't tell anybody I was sick. I hadn't told anybody except very close family. I didn't tell anyone Doctor Who. I was there long enough to say, look, I'm well enough. I don't really worry about them. Because frankly, I don't know that David wants to hire someone who may not have made it through the shoot. I totally get it, that's fair enough, but I wanted to do Doctor Who more than anything. And my interview in the world, she remembers. I was on Zoom so they could see that I was on Zoom so they couldn't see that I was really ill. If you saw me on the last day of chemo, I'd lost 51 more pounds each year. As soon as I zoomed up and the energy came back because it's Doctor Who, I wanted to do it so badly. I wanted to work with Russell and David and Catherine. It was a brilliant interview, Russell tells me. Absolutely brilliant, that's what it came down to it. And Rachel's brilliant and it's a nice sense of continuity. There we are, there's the word. It's new age. A lot of fans get a bit scared by that. A bit on edge, a bit fearful for the future. So to have someone like Rachel, who's from Doctor Who before, she's directed all 3 of Peter Capaldi's season finales, including the Doctor Who magazine Paul winning Heaven Sent, and his swan song is the 12th Doctor. 2017's Rise Upon Attack and some of the very best Doctor Who's was a wise thing to do. Also, hilariously, she's so used to coming in at the end of the series when there's no money left, said Russell Rattle. Then she was in shock at the beginning of all when the budget was still intact. Most of all, she's delightful. We were Rachel's post-cancer care. Doctor Who restored her to health in many ways. It was wonderful to see her getting better and better as each day went by. No one loves Doctor Who more than her. She's given the Starbase so much energy and warmth and life, and it just might have given the same back to her. I could not have been surrounded by a more supportive crew selection, the best crew in the world, and I realised it's online, so I thought, oh God, and I've 2 months post-meeting. But that crew, David especially, made those night shoots so fun. It's weird now because I look back at these pictures like that lovely one of me and David you published last month, and that was my Kino hair. I was getting my hair back, but I got healthier and healthier, stronger and stronger as the shoot went on. When I got back to Canada, Doctor said, "You're a post-child for how well someone can do it after Kino. That's what people are capable of." And it's just what you do, she reflects, isn't it? When you love Doctor Who in your heart so much, there was no better place for me than watching. My husband, who'd been devastated before we Kino, came over to UK for the first 2 weeks of the shoot. He helped make sure I was strengthened in there. I was determined. It was all about Doctor Who. I thought, this is how it's going. I'm going to be beautiful. And it was. I got to it. I knew that Doctor Who could do that for me, and I wanted to prove it. Let me show you that I'm here, that I'm alive, and that I'm well again, and then I'm back. And now, so is Doctor Who. So that was the interview, which was about the 60th anniversary filming. It seems especially for the Starbase in particular. Yeah, we've still got more Doctor Who magazine issue 59760 announcements to go through. So let me know what you thought of the interview in the comments below. You can also like and subscribe. And that's it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 117. Goodbye.